Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to the Stevie B Show. As always, I'm Stevie B. Well, I am excited to have my guest today. She's a cosplayer. She's an actress. She's been in a movie you may have heard of. Please welcome Carole Finn-Weidman. How are you, Carole?
I'm great. Thank you, Steve.
Great to meet you. It's
nice
an honor to
meet
meet you. I met you. You were originally going to play. I was in the production of Annie.
Yes.
That's going to be performed in November.
Mm-hmm.
But you, unfortunately, you had to pull out of it because of
some conflicts.
conflicts.
Yeah.
But you've been an actress for. Can you tell me how you got started as an actress?
Sure, I'd be happy to. I'm from Beverly, Massachusetts.
Oh, Beverly.
Yeah, Beverly. I went to high school, Manchester by the Sea, and I always did theater, summer stage, it was called at the time. And I got wonderful training doing summer stage. And then when I was 16 years old, my mother encouraged me to do some auditioning in Boston through Boston Casting. Mm-hmm. And so I got a headshot and a resume together and started sending it in and going on some auditions. And most of them I didn't get, but I did get one called, it was a documentary on the U.S. Constitution.
Oh, really?
It was called By What Right? And I was 16 years old, and I remember that we filmed it in a high school, vocational high school in Lexington. And I missed school that day to be on set. And it was exciting to be on set. It was a lot of fun, and I had a lot of dialogue. So I had a couple of monologues. So that was my first professional job. I was about 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what did you in the documentary? What did you play? Were you like? It's a documentary. So what was your major? What was the role?
Yes, my role was Rosa, and she was a high school student who was standing up for her rights to not have her locker searched. So, and they showed this at the different museums in Boston. They showed the documentary. So I was, I kind of had felt connected to the character because in real life, my locker had been searched at school. They were searching all the kids' lockers for, I don't know if it was drugs or cigarettes or what they were searching for, but I felt violated to have my locker searched, and then to have my character be going through that, I was able to relate to what she was going through. Yes. So it was a lot of fun. It was enjoyable. It was a lot of memorization. I've always been good at memorizing lines. So that helped.
Oh, now I understand that you decided to head to Hollywood. Is that true?
That's right. Yep. I was about 20 years old, and at first I went to New York, and I went to the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute in New York City, and I got an agent, and because I was SAG, that helped to get an agent. Went on a lot of auditions for soaps, but I was always too tall. Too tall. The men are very short. So the agent decided that she was going to close her office in New York and open one in Los Angeles. So like a little puppy dog, I followed her along to L.A. because I didn't think I could get another agent in New York. So I followed her to L.A., and that's where all the work was. There was a lot of auditioning. It was almost every day of the week. Commercials, film, TV shows, just lots of auditions. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, the agent was very not a nice person to me. So I switched to 20th Century Artists, and that was the agent that I booked this job with.
And let's talk about this job. This is now one of my favorite movies from the 80s of all time. Grew up with it. Was the Neverending Story. You know, you had Falcor, you had Atreyu, you had Bastian, and everything. Now you starred in the Neverending Story 3, which was back in 1993, and starred a certain actor we all know, Jack Black.
One of our favorites, right?
Oh my God! We're close up of it now. If you could tell us, who is that's Jack Black right there.
Yes.
Now, who is that's you, I would guess, right?
Yeah.
What was your character name?
My character's name was Mookie, and she was one of the Nasties. So the five of us were called the Nasties, and we were the delinquents of the school. We never seemed to graduate from high school, and we were after Bastian Balthazar Bucks, that was his name, to get the Neverending Story book from him. So it was fun. I know they wanted to cast 5 completely different types of people, And so, tall, short, older, younger, curly hair, straight hair, just different looks. I probably had to read for it maybe 3 times. So they don't make a decision right away often in film. They'll call you in for an audition, and then maybe a few weeks later you might have a call back. And then a few weeks later, another call back. So it's not like TV or commercials that is usually right away you hear back. Film takes a lot longer. So,
we see Jack Black and you.
Yes.
Can you tell me the other people in the photo?
Sure. So this is Ryan Bullman. He was a very well-known actor at the time. And his character's name was Dog, D-O-G, Dog. I was Mookie. Jack Black, his character's name was Slip.
Slip.
Yep. Adrian Dorval is a very well-known actor from Vancouver. He was another one of the Nasties. I can't remember what his character's name was. And this is another actress from Vancouver. Her name was Nicole Parker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So are you in touch with any of them?
I am. I'm in touch with Ryan. Ryan Bullman and I are very good friends. Unfortunately, Adrian Dorval passed away recently, so that was a very sad loss. Yes, he was a very, very kind person.
I'm so sorry for that.
Well, thank you.
Now, I have to ask you this. What was Jack Black like to work with? Was he a good guy? Or
he was great. He was fun. We had a call time that was pretty early in the morning, maybe 6:37. He was always a half an hour late. We'd sit in the van and we'd wait for Jack, and he'd come down and look like he just rolled out of bed. But he always knew his lines. He was very professional. He knew how to work well with the camera because he'd been working as an actor for quite some time. He's from Los Angeles, and he grew up doing acting. He'd been in the business for a long time.
He's a member of a group. What is it, Tenacious D, or what was it?
Yes, he has a very nice singing voice. So after we'd finish our day of work, very often the 5 of us would go out, to eat. We'd go to a restaurant. We'd even sing karaoke. I sang karaoke with Jack Black.
Yeah, here's another photo of who's this in the middle there? This person right here.
Yes, that's the director of the film. His name is Peter McDonald. He's English. And he was always kidding me about when he cast me. He told me that he knew I really needed a job when at the audition I had a big hole in my pants. So he said, you obviously, you don't have money to buy clothes, but I had made holes in my pants to look kind of like a tough girl. You know what I mean? I wore leather or holes in the pants, ripped jeans, that type of thing. So he was just really funny, kidding me that he's like, I knew you needed the money because you had holes in your clothes.
That seems nice.
Yeah, he was very nice.
So, now, you shot this in Vancouver.
2 places.
2 places.
Yep, I auditioned for it in Los Angeles, but it's cheaper for them to shoot in Canada.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of shows get shot in Toronto and Vancouver and everything.
Vancouver, British Columbia is such a beautiful place. It's just beautiful. So we shot it there.
And this is the crew and everything?
That's the crew and everything. And then we had a couple weeks off, and then we shot in Berlin, Germany.
You were, oh my goodness, Berlin, Germany.
So this picture of our hideout, this was Berlin. These were Vancouver. We used an elementary school. Because it was August, so school was not in session, of course. We used the school in Vancouver to do all the shots that had to do with the school. And then the hideouts were Berlin, Germany. So it was probably 4 weeks in each city.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what? I have to be honest. I've not seen the movie. I've tried to get it. Now the movie didn't do too well. Unfortunately,
It's a German producer. And it actually took quite some time for the movie to come out. I was waiting and waiting and waiting because I really wanted to have it on, as a demo reel to show, to get an agent. And it just took so long for it to come out. The editing, I don't know why it took so long. I guess it did well in Germany. Oh. Yeah. But here, I don't know if it went straight to DVD. I'm not quite sure if it was even in a theater.
It had a limited theatrical run. I read somewhere that it had a limited theatrical run, but the movie was box office disappointment.
Right.
and I felt bad. I never got to see it, but like I said, the first movie was one of my all-time favorite movies. You know.
Thank you. I'm happy to hear that.
I'm happy to.
The special effects are wonderful, and they were done by Jim Henson's Creature Shop.
Oh.
And so, they had amazing. The characters that when you see the movie, you'll see all these characters. I mean, it's really a family film, which is nice. It's for all ages, and I think it's rated G.
Really?
Yeah, it's a family film.
No, I mentioned Jack Black. Now, also Jason James Richter, who played Bastian.
Yes, he was the star.
What was he? Free Willy, right?
He had just became really famous from Free Willy. He agreed to do this movie before he became famous from Free Willy. Well, after he became famous, he did not want to do this movie. But he had already signed a contract, so he had to do the film. He was going through adolescence, be honest with you. He had a lot of skin issues during the filming of it. Didn't really know a lot of his lines. And he was a very sweet boy, very nice. He was probably about 14, 15 when we did this. He was a very nice, kind little boy. I just felt like he really wasn't crazy about doing this particular film, but he did it.
But like I said, I've seen the video clips and everything, and we're going to show a clip of Neverending Story 3.
Sure.
And it's a scene with you and Jack Black.
Okay.
And we're going to take a look at it, so let's take a look at it right now.
Great.
Oh, come on! Why? Who are they? The nasties! Nasties?
What's up, little homie?
Yo, what is it? Yo, what it is? Can you guys show me where the men's room is? Or at least tell me?
Dog, should we tell him or show him?
I hate those two-part questions.
Yeah, that's because you got a no-part brain.
Oh, okay.
You got it? This your first day here, Squirt?
Yeah.
Well, I think it'd only be right we personally escort you to the men's room.
I can find it. I really...
So, you got a name?
Bastian Baltazar Bucks.
Baltazar? What kind of name's that? You a Viking or something?
Don't forget to flush, Balthazar.
Yo, Mr. John, what's up?
How many times are you dweezels gonna repeat the 12th grade?
Till we break the record.
Yeah, well, you ain't gonna make it. Principal said the next...
Oh, I've got the orange. I've got the orange.
Have the orange!
Oh,
Orange, stop the orange!
yeah, she's got it. She has got it.
Come and get him, Baltazar!
He's getting away!
Bastian and Nicole, hi! Nicole, you know my girlfriend, Marcia?
I do.
Sure you do. You kids better run along. We mustn't be late for our classes.
Oh, heavens no.
Oh, gosh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
See you later. Bye. Well, sis, how'd you like the ending?
You did that?
Yeah.
That was very nice. I mean, you're a great actress. Absolutely. I know.
Well,
I mean,
thank you.
I know. I love Jack Black. I know. I shouldn't be talking about him all the time. This show's
it's fine.
about you.
I like
but
to
I mean,
talk about him too.
you know, but I mean, like, was it? Can you tell me? We'll end the subject. Is there any other famous Jack Black stories you can tell me about the film or anything like that?
Well, let's see. My mother came to visit when we were in Vancouver because they put me up in a hotel, and it was quite a large hotel room. So I said, "Mom, come visit. You would love this. You know, she'd never been there before." And my mom and I are very close. So she came to visit. She watched on set. She watched me working on set. And then when we went out for dinner, she would join us. And she loved to ask Jack to sing the song, morning glow, starts to glimmer when you know.
Oh
and
my
he
God.
sang this.
You have a very beautiful voice yourself.
You're so sweet. Jack would sing that, and my mother was like crying. And she'd say, "Oh, Jack, sing me morning glow. And then, so we had a lot of fun. I have a lot of fond memories being with Jack and the group, and even the sound people, and, it's such a collaboration to do a film. It's such hard work. It's long days, 12-hour days.
I know. I'm a movie extra. I've
You've
done
been
more.
on it. You know what it's like. It's a long day. So you get to know people fast.
Yeah.
You become fast friends. And
Yeah,
I think
they say Hollywood is glamorous, but making movies is not glamorous.
No.
You have to do it.
It's tough. It's a long day. Yeah.
But yeah, I mentioned. Are you still in touch with him, or have you talked to Jack Black ever since that movie?
I am not in touch with him. It's hard to get in touch with Jack Black.
Yeah.
I'm sure that he's not at his old number that I have. I did call him a couple of times and spoke with his mother because he used to live with her a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And I did leave a message that, Carole Finn from the Neverending Story called, and if you just give him a message and tell him that I said hello, and hopefully he got those messages. Mm-hmm. But now the only way that you could get a hold of him would probably be if you contacted his agent and left a message. Mm-hmm. He's married. He has children. He just does maybe 1 or 2 films a year.
Yeah.
He's done very well for himself. I know he's still living in Los Angeles. And he loves to sing. He's got a singing group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called? Tenacious D?
Tenacious D, yeah. So when we were in Vancouver, he would go off a lot and see different groups perform. I know that he was interested in going out a lot to see different groups perform. Grunge, the grunge stage,
Yeah. The last movie I saw him in was Jumanji.
He was fun in that.
When he played the girl, what's her name? And he's like, he finds out he's a guy like, I'm an overweight middle-aged white man.
He's funny, and in person he's funny too. He makes you laugh. He makes you feel good. He's very warm. He's kind.
You're very lucky.
Very lucky. He was always fun.
Now, can I ask you? Was there anything? What was the hardest thing to do on the set? What was the one scene in particular that you thought was really difficult to do?
For me, the hardest thing is waiting to go on and do your work. You have your own trailer, but you're sitting there by yourself in your trailer, waiting hour after hour after hour. When you first get to set, they give you breakfast, and then you go and get your makeup done, and then your costume, and then you're sitting around. And there's just a lot of sitting around. And I like to be on my feet. I like to be moving around. I'm kind of an active person. So sitting around was hard. The hardest scene for me was when they wanted me to do a stunt. I was scared. I was petrified, Steve.
What kind of stunt was it?
They wanted me to be, there's a scene in a mall where I grabbed the Oron, which was the necklace, and I was running, and I had to jump over this balcony and go down 2 flights of stairs and land on a mattress. Now, when I agreed to do this, no one ever said anything to me about a stunt. Oh. So I was a little apprehensive about it, but they said, we think you can do it, we think you can do it. And I was really scared. I didn't want to get hurt. So I tried it. Did you do it? And I did it. Yeah, I did it. Ugh, it was scary. So it was running, jumping over this railing, going down 2 flights, and landing on a mattress. Oh. So it took me a couple of days to have the confidence to do that stunt.
How many takes did it take? Did it take more?
Maybe 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we had to practice it. They had a stunt coordinator on set. So I would practice it, but I'm not a stunt person. I'm an actor. Right. So it was scary for me.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah.
now after Neverending Story 3, I looked. I saw your name on IMDb.
Yeah.
You were at Carole Finn at the time. You're
Yes.
now Carole Finn-Weidman.
Yep.
Now that's so far. That's the only thing I've found about you. What happened after Neverending Story 3? Can you tell me?
I went back to New York and I went to Circle in the Square Theater School because I wanted to get more training. And I had an agent and I was auditioning in New York. And some time had passed and I moved back to Massachusetts because my daughter was born. And so I decided that I wanted to raise her here. And then I got back into acting when she was probably around maybe 5 or 6 years old. Started to work in the Boston market a little bit again. That's where I started. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I decided not to go back to Los Angeles. I didn't want to raise my daughter there.
Oh, really? Wow.
No, I like to be near my family. I'm very close with my parents and my brother. So I wanted to raise her here, and then I ended up having more children. I have 3 daughters.
Whoa! Wow.
Yeah, so that's a career in itself.
Are they actors like their mother?
My oldest, Melanie, she loved to sing, and she did some theater. But the twins, who are 16, they don't want anything to do with acting. Nothing to do with what mom does.
So, what I understand, I had a friend of mine on the show before. His name is Joshua Madruga.
Yes.
He's a cosplayer, and you're a bit of a cosplayer yourself. You have your own business. Can you
Yes.
tell me a little bit about that?
Oh, sure. I love it. I've been doing it for 23 years. It's called Parties by Carole. And I decided to combine my love of acting and my love for children. I've always worked with children. So I combined the two, and I started with Snow White, just one character, and did parties, and then I added more and more characters. And every time I get a request for a character, like, can you do Peter Pan? Can you do Miss Frizzle? Can you do, whatever character, or Cinderella, whatever it was, I just kept adding more characters, getting the costumes, having them made or buying them. And I was so busy doing parties when I first started. I was like, sometimes I'd have 2 or 3 a day. There was nobody else that did them in the area. Now there's a lot of people. There's a lot more competition.
Do you make your own costumes, or do you?
No, I'm not good at sewing. I have a close friend. She's a seamstress, and she's made me some really beautiful costumes. My Mary Poppins one, my Snow White dress. I buy them online, or I buy them at Joker's Wild, which is a costume store in Peabody, Mass.
Wow.
Yeah, so I love working with children, and it's nice because I can make my own hours, and I can write my own show, and be my own boss, and act, and it's more of a predictable type of job than trying to pursue a big Hollywood career.
I'm just I could see you in a lot of movies. I mean, yeah.
Well, I do audition here quite a bit.
Yeah.
I did some extra work for the TV show that they're filming, Julia, which is based on Julia Child.
Yeah, I actually applied for extra work for that. I never got called for it.
Yeah, well, keep applying.
Keep
Don't
applying.
Stop.
It's a tough business to go. I mean, I haven't gotten the courage myself to go to L.A. or New York or anything like that because I feel that I'm going to be eaten alive pretty much. So I'm.
Well, it's not easy. I mean, there is a lot of work out there. It's very competitive, but if you move out there and you don't know anybody, it can be very lonely.
I think that's the thing. I think, like you, I'm very close with my family.
Yes.
Nice. My parents. I come from an Italian family, so they, both
you must be very close.
Very close, and they and as a kid growing up, I was bullied throughout my school years. I never.
That's terrible.
I never played sports because I was always picked last whenever they had teams and everything like that.
Well, you're a very talented actor. You have a wonderful voice. I've heard you do some work with Neverland Theater. You're doing your extra work. Keep auditioning. Keep sending in your picture and resume. You're going to do great.
I still keep doing it, but I find that sometimes that when you get older, maybe like I can't play a teenager anymore or anything like that. I'm used to rejection, but sometimes it can get
hard.
a little frustrating.
When I lived in Los Angeles, I felt that way too. I was so tired of being rejected all the time. And then I said, I told my agent, I'm going back to New York. I've had it here. I'm going to go back and get some more training. And they're like, no, they want you for the Neverending Story. I'm like, well, that's the first I've heard of it. I'm going. And they're like, no. I kind of felt like when you don't want them, that's when they want you.
Oh.
And that it shouldn't be like that. You know, if you're a good actor and you do a good audition, you should get a call back and you should book the job, and it shouldn't be just who you know or being lucky or, you know, it should be about talent and hard work.
Looking back, I know you made the decision. Do you ever look back saying that I wish I'd stayed and continued in Los Angeles, or do you feel...
There was a time in my 20s where I felt like I might want to go back, but I really don't want to raise children out there, and I'm so close with my family, and I felt very fulfilled doing the children's characters. And then I got back into acting. I'm with the Maggie Agency in Boston. I've done commercials for CVS, Mass Lottery, St. Mary's Bank.
St. Mary's Bank. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
It's in New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I work with them. I've been reading for some parts, so we'll cross our fingers that something will happen.
I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
But I've done a few commercials myself. My crowning achievement was a WB Mason commercial that I shot in Brockton, Massachusetts. I played one. You know, there's WB Mason, then there's Brand X. Okay, and I was one of the Brand X workers. All right. One guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, did you ship that order?" I said, "Like, oh, ask him." You know, that was my one line. Ask him.
Hey,
and it was
that's great.
At
least you had a line.
I had a line. It was one commercial.
Did you see it on?
I did see it. It's on.
Good.
It's on YouTube now.
I'll look for it.
This show hopefully will be on YouTube when it's all said and done. Another commercial I did. It was called American Flatbread Pizza.
Oh.
Now, one scene I have the pizza in my hand. It's a microwave pizza, and I'm holding it like this, and I'm smiling to the camera and everything. And then at the end of the commercial, I do this. Like that, right?
Yeah.
Now, so many people saw that commercial. Everywhere I went, "Hey, Steve!"
See, you became famous. You're famous in this
area. No, and I still get that. I shot that commercial back in 2013, and people still give me the double point whenever I do it.
That's fantastic.
2013 was a good year because my nephew was born, and I was one of that.
What's his name?
Nicholas.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, he's
a cutie pie. How old is he now?
He is now 8 years old. This year he had his first communion, which is. You got to be careful not to mention too much, but you know.
Sure.
I know, but yeah,
But with your acting, you know, there is a part for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're old, if you're young, if you are a supporting role type, a leading man, a leading lady. There is a type of role for everyone.
My suggestion is, like, what do you tell people who like me are frustrated that they can't seem to get in anything? What do you tell them? What advice would you give them?
I would give the advice to keep in touch with casting people, to email them and keep in touch with them, so they know you're interested, they know you're a serious actor. You can try to get an agency to represent you, and then you can get auditions to read for parts. Do theater. It seems like you like theater.
Yeah,
you like a live crowd.
Yeah, I love live.
That's fun, and I love doing theater, community theater. I do one play a year, and
I used to do it all the time. I mean, so many, too. But
keep your resume updated. Keep your picture current. Send it out. Join Backstage, New England Actor. Those are good resources for people in this area for acting.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask you, with your daughters, have they seen the movie Neverending Story 3?
They have.
What did they think of it?
Oh, they get a kick out of it. They say, "Mom, you look like a boy." You know, the slick back hair and the fake tattoo.
Oh, yeah, I got to show this. This right here. This photo with you right here. Now, at first I asked you, was this tattoo real?
Oh no, it was painted on by my friend, the makeup artist. Her name is Norma Patton. She's wonderful. She's become a very close friend, and every day she'd have to touch it up. And I couldn't go swimming in the pool in the hotel because of my tattoo.
Oh, wow.
And when I came home for that 2-week hiatus for the visit between Vancouver and Berlin, I went home to visit my family. And I had it on my arm, and I didn't say a word, and my father saw it. And he freaked out. He thought his little girl has a tattoo on her arm.
Oh, my goodness.
But I said, "Don't worry, Dad. It's not real. It's just part of the act." Yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, Carole, I mean, I have to see the movie now.
Yes,
I
please
gotta
do.
do it. I mean, but your company is Parties by Carole.
Parties by Carole.
Do
yeah.
do you have a website for that? We'll show it at the end of the show.
I don't have the website anymore. It just wasn't getting enough traffic. But you can go on Facebook or Instagram for Parties by Carole. And I perform not only for birthday parties, but I do schools and libraries. I do educational shows like Mother Goose,
Wow.
Betsy Ross, Clara Barton, Beatrix Potter, and Dr. Seuss stories. So I have a lot of libraries and schools that hire me, which is a lot of fun.
Any upcoming projects that you're going to be in besides the costume? Any theater
Just
shows
spending
or any?
I might be doing a bit part in a play called Much Ado About Nothing. It's with the Cape Ann Shakespeare Troupe.
Oh.
But I think that would probably be later in the year. Theater is hard. It ties you down, and I have kids at home, and they need mom to drive them places. So I hope to book one of these roles that I've been reading for through my agent.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Carole, I want to thank you so much for being on. Great
thank
stories
you.
about the Neverending Story.
I hope you get a chance to see it. It's a fun film. It's enjoyable, and it's for all ages, not just kids.
I know.
I think adults like it too.
I knew one kid who saw the first one, and he
Yeah.
was scared to death of the what was it? The nothing. The but
Small children might be afraid.
yeah, I know. I don't. But I still want to see it though. I mean,
Yeah, please do. Let me know what you think of it.
I feel bad that it didn't do too well at the box office. I really thought it would. Do you think?
Well, that's okay, but right now it seems to be in demand on the DVDs have really gotten quite pricey.
Yeah,
I think it's a trilogy. I think it's a little collector's series now.
Yeah, I definitely got to get it. But Carole,
Well,
thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. I so much appreciated having
And
you on.
thank you for watching out
Thank
there.
you, fine.
The Neverending Story 3.
And this is Mookie.
Yep.
Thank you very much for being here with the Stevie B Show. As always, I'm Stevie B. I want to thank Carole Finn-Weidman for being on the show, and we'll see you next time. So
Great.
enjoy the day, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.